How can you change which version of SQL Server Analysis Services is in your SQL Server installation? Hello, I'm Philip Burton of idodata.com. SQL Server Analysis Services, or SSAS, comes in two different forms: multidimensional or multidimensional expressions, or MDX, and tabular. Now, you can only have one version in your SQL Server instance. So if you want to change it, you need to remove the older version and add in the new version, or add a second instance. So how can you tell what version of SQL Server you've got installed already? Well, in SSMS, SQL Server Management Studio, you can right and click on your server and go to Properties. So here you can see it says Tabular, but you need to have connected to your analysis server first. So you connect, but instead of connecting as you would normally, which would be to your database engine, you would connect to your analysis services engine. So if we close everything down, open up SSMS again, then on the front screen at the top dialog box where it says server type, change that from the default, which is database engine, to analysis services. So if you've determined you have the wrong one, how can you remove it and put the new version in? Well, you might think the answer is by going to SQL Server Setup. So here is my SQL Server Setup. So I've got the developer edition installed, and here I've got setup.exe. So if I run that, here is the SQL Server Installation Center. I'll go to Installation on the left hand side, New SQL Server Standalone Installation, or Add Features to an Existing Installation. So that's the one we want. And then if we skip the Microsoft Update for now and go past the rules, I want to add features to an existing instance of SQL Server 2022. And this is my existing instance, and I go to Next. I uncheck Azure extension for SQL Server. This only applies to the 2022 version. If you're using 2019 or below, you won't see this particular dialog box. And then I can select what features to install, but I cannot unselect features. I cannot get rid of the analysis services from here. So instead, I will have to cancel that and go into add or remove programs in the control panel. So I will look for SQL Server, and here you can see SQL Server 2022, not the setup or other things, but the actual server, and click on ... and go to the very scary uninstall and click uninstall again. Now, this is not going to necessarily uninstall the entire product. It might do if you choose to do that, but I'm going to click remove. And in a moment, it says, what instance do you want to remove it from? Well, I want to remove it from this particular instance, and click next. And now you can select the features to remove. Now, if you wanted to remove absolutely everything, then you could click uninstall all. But all I want to uninstall is the current version of SQL Server Analysis Services. So I'll click on that, click next. Let's go down this list a bit, click remove, and it doesn't take that long to remove SQL Server Analysis Services, just a few seconds. And so this is real time. I'm not speeding it up. And after what's not many seconds, 20 seconds or so, it will be uninstalled. There we go, almost done. And it's now done. So Analysis Services has been uninstalled. And now we can go back into the setup, go back into installation in the SQL Server Installation Center, go back into New SQL Server Standalone Installation, or add features to an existing installation. I will go past again Microsoft Update, go past the rules check, go into add features to an existing SQL Server 2022 and select the instance. And now, if I click on Next and go past the Azure extension for SQL Server again, you'll see that I can now check analysis services. And then if I go Next and Next again, I can select the server mode, whether it is multidimensional mode or tabular mode. And make sure you specify which users have administrative permissions for analysis services, and also check the data directories. So I'm going to add myself and choose the relevant server mode. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video of how to change your SSAS installation. In the next video, we'll look at how to install SQL Server 2022 with a particular look at SSAS. We'll also install Visual Studio and the SSAS extension. If you want to see that video, then please click on it on the end screen. And if you'd like to learn more about how to use SQL Server, then why not have a look at our SQL Server courses? And we've got 2 on SSAS, one for Multidimensional or MDX and one for Tabular. To see these courses, please go to our website idodata.com and click on SQL. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, then please give it a like. And why not subscribe and click that bell? That way you'll be notified of any new videos. I'm Philip Burton of idodata.com. Thanks for watching and keep learning.